Alright guys, welcome back. Guess what? It is Racer X, and today I have a pretty cool little video planned. I want to show you the brand new Scatpack 1320, which happens to be right here behind me. I'm super excited about this new car, and I'm actually here at my local Dodge dealership, Meador Dodge in South Fort Worth. These guys are fantastic. I get a lot of my service done here, and they're actually going to let me take a really in-depth look at this little car, and I can't wait to show you guys about this this new little package they have on the Scatpack. It should be really exciting. Also guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and we're off. Well guys, there it is in the flesh. Brand new, beautiful black 1320 Scatpack, and I'm going to show you some of the differences between a normal Scatpack, our car, and this particular car, and maybe you can decide whether the regular Scatpack is better or perhaps the 1320 is better for what you like to do. So I am getting the VIP treatment here, guys. Check it out. They're moving the car out of the showroom for me so I can review it for you guys. But check out what a beautiful car that is. I absolutely love the hood. Obviously, it's got the wider wheels, which we'll talk a little bit about, and I'm in the way. So I'm going to let them do their thing. They've got like 4 or 5 people helping me get this car moved out. So once again, huge shout out to Meador Dodge here in South Fort Worth, Texas. Later they're gonna have to put it back in. So check it out guys, right behind me, the brand new 1320 Scatpack Challenger, and over here we've got Mrs. X 2019 Shaker Package Challenger. And guys, I want to cover a couple of the differences here. Both of these absolutely beautiful cars. I can't get over how cool looking this 1320 is. Obviously I absolutely love the Shaker Package as well, so I want to just kind of run through a few of these things with you. Okay, so first and foremost, as you know, this is a Shaker Package Challenger, and you can see that the hood, obviously with the Shaker Package, is quite a bit different. Here you've got the 2019 Scatpack. This is kind of the standard Scatpack hood that they've come out with. Actually looks basically identical to a Hellcat. Really mean looking car, and this is obviously not a wide bodied car. 1320 package on this car, but it does come with some wider wheels on it, which I'd like to show you. So as many of you may know, one of the big shortcomings, at least in my opinion, of the traditional Scatpack is the little 245 Eagle RSA2 tires that come on the back of it. This car can readily spin these tires at pretty much any RPM, and it just scoots all over the place. So we've got those here, but I want to show you what's neat about the 1320. So here I am with the 1320 Scatpack, and here I actually have a 9.5-inch wheel rather than the 9-inch wheel, and instead of the 245, it now comes with 275 Nexen drag radials, which is a huge difference. And it comes in a, I believe it's a 275 40/20, and these are going to be significantly stickier and obviously wider than what comes on your standard Scatpack. So even if you get the Dynamics package on your Hellcat, I don't believe it's going to come with the drag radials that this thing comes with. So one of the neat features about this is obviously if you were on the street with this one, it would far and away be able to take care of business because of the wheels, and also obviously the drag radials, and then of course the next thing. Okay guys, so a couple of the key differences between the normal Scatpack and the 1320 is that you get dynamic suspension modes with the 1320. So you can actually go in and change the suspension modes like you would be able to in a Demon or a Hellcat. And also really the big thing is this particular car comes with the Demon suspension springs in it. So you know what guys, this thing is going to transfer the weight, it's going to squat down, and it's really going to transfer whether you're on the street or the track, and that a lot of times that extra traction is what helps propel you down the drag strip. It keeps you consistent, and it helps the car perform better. So this actually has that exact same suspension you would find in a Demon, which is really neat, versus the standard Scatpack here, which would come with your, it actually does not have any different, it has the stiffer springs in it, and it also does not come with the dynamic suspension modes in it like this car, which I want to show you. Okay, so now in the regular Scat Pack, actually this is the Scat Pack Shaker, as you guys know, there are some major differences that I want to show you with the touchscreen here. So this is the Scat Pack. We've got a couple of different options here, as you can see, but you can go to your race options setup. But as you go into this thing, you can kind of check this out. So your transmission, you've got different modes there. You've got track, sport, and street right there. You've also got your paddle shifters on and off. Your traction, you can turn it anywhere from street all the way up to track. And then of course your steering is adjustable. So now inside the 1320, as you can see, here are the dynamic modes here. The engine and transmission, you don't even get this option in the other Scat Pack. You can either be in normal or you can switch over to drag, which is pretty cool. Now do keep in mind, guys, that this thing has some of the features disabled because it has not been through its break-in period. As a matter of fact, it has 46 miles on it. Also, your paddle shifters on and off, that is the same. Traction, here's a difference. You can either go from just normal or drag. There's nothing in between, which I think is fascinating. And your suspension, this is pretty cool. You do not get the suspension modes in the regular Scat Pack. You've got your normal, your sport, and then of course your business mode, which is your drag mode, and then of course your steering. You notice steering, you do get the sport and the normal, and then you get track in the regular Scat Pack. Here you get drag. So just a little bit of a difference between these two cars in the way that in the way they're set up. I do kind of want to show you a little bit of a difference here between the 1320 and the normal Scat Pack. Here you've actually got a button called drag, which right now is actually disabled because it's not been through the break-in period. And then you've got your super track pack, which that's kind of what you push in order to get this thing up on the screen. This is actually a screen that is not available in the regular Scat Pack. As you can see, you actually have to go through a little bit of a different screen setup to get to your line lock and your launch control. And then over here, something you do not get in the normal Scat Pack, drag mode setup, which is super cool. So as you can see, we can then click on this and then we can make our adjustments. One other little difference that I noticed when I got in here is this actually has kind of that suede or Alcantara steering wheel, which I actually really like, versus my car or the other Scat Pack right there that's got the leather wrap steering wheel. Just one other little side note there. So one other item I do want to talk about is price. I know that's probably on everybody's mind. So our Shaker Scat Pack stickered right around, it was in the high 52s. Believe it or not, this 1320 package is actually a little bit less. It's actually, it starts at $38,995, which would be typical for any Scat Pack, and it actually comes to $51,850 from a sticker price perspective. So actually slightly less money than the Shaker package to get this. Obviously, guys, as we know, this is a drag-oriented car versus a street-oriented car, but it's still very streetable, as you guys know, just like a Demon. Very, very streetable. It just depends on what you want to do with the car. One other quick item of note. On this Scat Pack here, we do have the front collision warning, which sometimes drives me up an absolute wall, but I guess in certain occasions it could be really helpful. The 1320, as you can see, null and void. So that thing is not on the front of the 1320 for whatever reason. Just a little bit of a difference in the two cars, guys. So there it is. There's your regular Scat Pack badge, and there's your 1320. Pretty neat. Guys, there is the heart and soul of the 1320. It is that 6.4 liter naturally aspirated Hemi. I mean, the thing is a beast, right? It's 485 horse, 475 foot-pounds of torque. It's actually the exact same motor that we have in our other Scat Pack. Of course, that is the Shaker. That's why you see that thing on the top there. But guys, it's all about the way the car puts the power down. This thing is a drag-oriented vehicle. So if you want to go to the drag strip and dominate, it's all about the suspension in this car, guys. That's really the big thing on this. It is a fantastic looking car. I absolutely love the badging. Very, very neat platform. Same motor, that 6.4 liter Hemi that puts out all that really nice low end torque. This car is a blast to drive, guys. Trust me. Guys, behind the wheel of the 1320, I will tell you that it's a very, very familiar place to sit. The seats feel identical, obviously, they look identical. But in terms of the way the car drives, I've got to tell you that it does feel, I mean, you can feel the stickiness of these drag radials. These tires are legitimately stickier than what normally comes on a normal Scat Pack, those little 245s. It actually feels like I've got the Mickey Thompsons in the back, and some of you guys may have seen that video before. But this car does stick and go. And I will tell you that also, The car, it drives very similar. It feels like a very similar place to do business here. Just driving around town, you really don't feel that much difference until you go to nail it. And once you do that, you can really feel the car kind of squat down. It does feel quite a bit different than your normal Scatpack does. So here's the takeaway, guys. From just normal street driving, it actually really doesn't feel much different to me. It's only when you go to nail it and the thing squats and it goes that you really feel the difference. And really it's all suspension, guys. That's really the big thing with this car, is the wheels and the suspension. And if you're a drag racer and you're looking for something that stickers in that low 50 range, the 1320 is a fantastic option for you. It's really already set up, ready to go. And guys, I highly recommend it. This is a neat little car. So guys, what does it really all boil down to? Are you a drag racer? That's it. If you drag race regularly, you will want this 1320, because you really do notice in the way that the car squats and goes and the way the thing performs. Even on the street, you feel a difference. Now, if you basically never go to the track and you pretty much only drive on the street, it might be better to go with a normal Scatpack. I mean, it's great that you get the engine and transmission where you can switch it back between normal and drag in the 1320, which is really cool. I will say the suspension, the dynamic suspension modes in the 1320, all day. I love that. In terms of the steering, you know, it's basically the same. You get normal, sport, and drag. So, I mean, not much difference there. The traction control, you get a few more options actually in the normal Scatpack. But guys, they're very similar, but I mean, I just love the suspension work in this little 1320. So guys, if you're a drag racer, get you a 1320. I think they're fantastic cars. There's an exclusivity piece to it as well, and you just don't see very many of them, at least not yet. So guys, I hope that helps a little bit in terms of, hey, should I buy a 1320 or should I go for the normal Scatpack? They are both winners in my book. But in terms, if you're going to race around on the street for sure, especially at the track, I mean, you're going to want this 1320. It's a nice little setup. Hey, guess what? We ran into Luis. That's our man that takes care of our 1,000 horsepower Hellcat. And of course, our Scatpack takes care of Demonology's car. Man, how's everything going, brother?
Man, everything's going so far. Besides the heat, everything's great, man.
It's brutal. So we got done checking out the 1320. What do you think about the new 1320?
I'm definitely interested. You know, with the Scatpack 1320,
yeah, all
those are kind of in my price range, something for the future for me. So I'm gonna look out for your review, see what the differences are. Maybe I'll make my choice right there.
Man, I like the 1320. I like it. I think it's a neat little package. So
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
We'll just go.
Want to see what you think. Somebody that's driven it more, you know, put more seat time in it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've driven them, but nothing like Scatpacks, Hellcats, or anything like that.
The way that thing squats,
daily,
man, it's pretty legit. It's a pretty cool little package. I really like it. So anyway, guys, had to say hi to Luis. He's my man that takes really good care of my car. Always knows what's going on with it. Awesome guy to come and say hi to if you come into Meador Dodge in South Fort Worth. Make sure you say hi to Luis while you're here.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
Come see me, guys.
All right. Well, guys, we had a great time reviewing the brand new 1320 Scatpack Challenger, and you know what? I'm a fan of it. I like it. I think that it's got some really neat little features that just make it unique, and also it's kind of an exclusive little car. And being a drag racer, I think I would really enjoy that. So, having seen that car, would you have picked that over the Shaker package that you have now?
I like my Shaker.
She likes her Shaker. What can you do? So hopefully soon we'll have a chance to race one of those things out at the track, and we'll see if it really is faster than this. And of course, I would stick a tire under this, and we would kind of match them up. I can't wait to do that, but that's going to have to be a different time and a different day. So for now, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. Till next time, Racer X.